We did add a changing table. We added a whole classroom actually that included a changing table. And we did that because we have 3-year-olds in a 2-year-old classroom that were still using diapers or pull-ups that we needed to move out of there. The underlying reason mainly is the development of that child. That child that's 3 years old deserves to have curriculum and activities that are meant for a 3-year-old, not stay there just because they're still in a diaper. People in general, especially children, we all learn at different rates. It doesn't mean that you should be penalized for learning at a slower rate than your peers. I could tell you a really cool story. One of our little girls, she is 3. She's been 3 for a few months now, but she's been over there because we didn't have a place for her to be changed. And she's a little bit behind developmentally, but she got moved over here and she ran out, told her mom about it, and her mom was crying. Her daughter always gets left, you know, with the babies because she's in a diaper, that she's behind developmentally, and she just was like so overjoyed that her baby was going to be treated, you know, as any other 3-year-old would be treated. So yes, they're happy too. The teacher that's in there has no problems with it. She helped to pick which changing table was going to go in there. She chose to be in that classroom, so I think that, you know, she hasn't complained at all, so I think she's fine with it. Well, the first most important thing is that children that are 3 years old are receiving developmentally appropriate activities for 3-year-olds and not for 2-year-olds. So that's actually helping the child way more than it would be keeping them into a 2-year-old classroom. You know, when they do potty breaks in a 3-year-old class, those children also participate, so they're doing their potty training along with everybody else. So I think everyone in the picture is being affected positively. Really, the families didn't need much. We just kind of told them that, you know, this was going on and their kiddos would move over. We did a little bit of transition time with them. And for the teacher, we just did hand washing, diaper changing routines with her. She was pretty familiar with it anyways, but it really fit in pretty seamlessly. Okay, sure, the renovations, well, we started with an architect that drew out the plans. We actually added 3 rooms. Those plans included the changing table and the plumbing that needed to happen. Licensing, once they saw the plans, we just sent them the plans, they said, okay. And then when we were done, they came back. But really, during the process, they weren't really involved in it. It was just the contractors and what they were doing. The main barrier was the water, trying to figure out how the water is going to get to that changing table and make sure we have hot and cold water for hand washing. That was our biggest thing, but it actually worked out really good. Our barrier now is I think we have to change the changing table, just because I didn't realize 3-year-olds are a little bit taller than the changing table area that we have. But it really wasn't that big of a deal. When I would speak to another childcare provider, I got to come to this from both sides because I do understand the challenges that it you know, puts in there with kiddos and ratios and things like that. But I really want to kind of put out there that it's so important that kids are with their correct developmental age so that they're getting developmentally appropriate activities for their age. If we're putting kids in a 2-year-old classroom because they're not potty trained, they're being held back from the opportunities they have to grow.